Okay. We back in here for another one. Y'all ready for this? This is gonna be a really, really good one. Having a real conversation. Yeah. So conscience over conscious. You know what I'm saying? That is the theme for today, man. You know what I'm saying? But hold on. Let's kick this shit off. Yo, man. Peace to everybody that reaches, man. For real. Shout out to all the woke, conscious, everything, all of the everybody that's gaining self mastery, self awareness, man. Big ups to all of y'all, man. Anyways, today, conscience or conscious. Now, it's some people out here that can't even say the one or the other the correct way, or let alone know which one they're actually using at the certain time. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it real. You feel me? So I'm going to the Oxford Dictionary with this one. You know what I'm saying? And first we have conscience, conscience, which is a noun, right? And Oxford defines this as an inner feeling or voice viewed as acting as a guide to the rightness or wrongness of one's behavior, right? You know what I'm saying? So your conscience, you know what I'm saying, is just like some self-judgment shit. However you want to take it. Like, you know what I'm saying? How you judge or feel about your actions, you know what I'm saying? That's what I gather from that. Right. But on the other hand, we have conscious, conscious, which is an adjective. You know what I mean? And it means aware of and responding to one's surroundings, semicolon, awake, right? So being aware and responding to your surroundings means you're conscious, you know what I mean? So like your ability to understand and recognize your environment, man. Um, that's deep and it plays a huge role in what we're gonna be talking about today, but that's heavy. Um, Personally, from reading these definitions, it brings something to my mind, right? Which is intuition. And Oxford defines intuition as a noun, and it's the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning, right? That's intuition. So after understanding intuition, it made me to think like, hey, how does Oxford define discernment, right? And Oxford says that discernment is a noun. The first definition is the ability to judge well, right? And definition number two, it says in Christian context, the perception and the absence of judgment with a view to obtaining spiritual guidance and understanding, right? And all of those things are heavy, man. Like, I feel like in order to really, really be conscious, you have to be skilled with all four of those things: conscious, intuition, and discernment. You have to, you know, be skilled in all four of those areas because it's a oneness, once you do have all of those things mastered, which, everybody could probably use some work in certain situations because, intuition is like that's that gut feeling, right? And, sometimes a lot of people do go against their gut feeling. Conscience, some people do or don't feel bad or feel right about decisions that they made. You know what I'm saying? Conscious, some people are not aware of the dangers or things in certain environments. You know what I'm saying? And discernment, it's you not being able to judge your environment, those situations, your thoughts, your actions very well. Okay. So getting into it, man. Sister Isis Wisdom, came out and interviewed another sister, another goddess, Tiara Ali or something. I'm sorry if I say it wrong, but and basically the young goddess has some strong accusations about another member of the conscious community, and it was pretty interesting. I'm gonna roll this clip here before we start busting it down, man. But I'm gonna just play this one, man. Check this out.
Know this based on what everyone teaches about as far as religion. So, Big Mama is an egregore, and in his room he has a photo of a lady. She looks like a hefty grandma who's carrying a basket, and it's an abstract picture, so it's
Okay,
not
Big
the
Mama.
exact proportions of a person. It's more abstract where the part at the top is more narrow where the head is, and then the skirt, the dress skirt that she's wearing is more wide than it generally would be looking at a regular person's body. So that picture is in his room on his mirror, and the bed is parallel to the mirror. He pointed to the picture and said,
But
"That's
like,
Big
is this a
Mama."
Polaroid or? I mean, anyhow.
So that egregore was talking to him and saying things.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything else that
Picture
you
talking
also
to that boy.
noticed that definitely caught you off guard?
As far as Big Mama goes,
Yes.
I put together some things intuitively, and it's not the easiest thing to hear. Essentially, Big Mama, the way that the shape of the picture is the shape of a phallus. That's the shape of a male's parts.
Big Mama shaped like a
So
what?
basically, Big Mama's shape looks like a penis, and I'm assuming that her butt area was supposed to be the balls or the
Now,
scrotum.
Well, Isis got the
I didn't
vision,
see the
did
back
she?
part, but I could only assume that.
Okay.
That would make sense.
All right.
Okay. So that sounds like phallus worship to me.
You know you just fucked up, right? Phallus worship. You know you just fucked up, right?
What is
Well,
your opinion
Isis
on
Wisdom
that?
got her in an interrogation room.
I fully believe that.
What is your opinion?
Because the very first thing that Rod said to me when the first incident happened was,
Oh man.
Big Mama told me I didn't do anything wrong. Now,
all right, man. Yeah, I'm sorry for laughing through that, man. Nothing about this accusations and this stuff is funny, but that part was that shit was funny, man, because excuse me. Man, first shout out to Isis Wisdom, sister goddess, man. I truly appreciate your contributions to hip hop and the conscious community, man. But right now in that position you had, sister, in the interrogation room, let's keep it real. And that was like if that was the first 48, boy, she would have got everybody sent to jail. But anyhow, like, but no cap. Like, um, first thing I want to say is so there was a member of the conscious community. If y'all know, y'all know. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was accused of SA on this young goddess, right? And if you watch the interview, well, whatever interview, whatever you want to call it, on Isis Wisdom's channel, man, she kind of gives her background story and tells how everything came about and what the actions were that she felt uncomfortable with, man. And there's some people that's gonna take sides. When I was tuned in to the live, I saw in the comments a lot of people were taking the guy's side and wasn't really trying to come from a place of understanding where the young lady was coming from. And in this situation, I'm unbiased because listening to what she's saying and me being a realist about and being a man myself and expounding on, if this sounds like some shit that niggas would do, I have my own judgment on that. And so I'm not at liberty to say who's right and who's wrong. I think that is respectable because some people are saying, well, where's the police reports? But, if we really think about it, if those things happen, um, not saying that she shouldn't have gotten the police involved, but there's a lot of brothers that are been accused and taken down from their positions at the hands of a Black woman, especially in this conscious community. And so, yeah, we could really break it down and go into details, which I'm not because this could be triggering to some of the viewers, but we have to use our discernment, our intuition, and be able to see what's right and what's wrong about these situations for ourselves. But at the end of the day, we still cannot pass judgment. But right is right, wrong is wrong. And if somebody wrongs someone else, they definitely need to be held accountable for their actions, as well as the person that put themselves in that environment, i.e., um, conscious, being conscious of your environment, you got to be accountable. Just if you're saying you're conscious, you got to hold yourself accountable for the environments that you put yourself in or choose to be a part of, right? So to me, I understand that I've heard, and I have to say that I'm familiar with Sister Isis Wisdom. I heard her name, saw some of the things that she said over the years. Just as well with the brother that's being accused, uh, I'm familiar with him. Probably heard more stuff he said than she has. I mean, that's just the real about what it is. But to my understanding, I heard that they had like a back and forth going on for a while and just some, misunderstandings over the years. I mean, and at this point, I appreciate the goddess for being able to give the other goddess a platform to share her experience and bring some awareness to the community, because on the grander scale and the bigger picture, there is a bigger message to be learned here, and there is a bigger vision to be, what I'm saying, understood and expounded upon. But in this, it seems like we have a lot of divine feminine energy at war with the divine, the quote unquote, or thought to be divine masculine energy. And the 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 battle between the two is really hurting us so much as a community. This is something I have to speak on. It is hurting us so much as a community because when we need those energies to coexist in harmony. Now, I don't believe it to be a such thing as a perfect balance of those energies, because I think at certain points, one or the other has to be a little more dominant, you know. Um, but it has to be some harmony. I'm not even gonna say unity, because some parts of being those things is we cannot understand. A man cannot fully understand what it means to be a woman, as a woman cannot fully understand what it means to be a man. Is all what I'm saying. So it to me, it's not about a unity thing, but it's about harmony, because we have to respect each other for what they are and be able to coexist in a way that is prosperous and, peaceful for both energies, where both energies could be nurtured and also continue to give life, and you get it. But um and that's on the conscious uh, aspect of it. But when we're talking about in the what they call the 3D plane, the material plane, there's a sex battle as men versus women, and then we have these alphabets, should I say, in between, and which, I'm sorry to say this and no offense, it's kind of like a dividing force. Um, when it could be a, a a uniting force, a bridging force. You know what I'm saying? An example of understanding mutualism. I don't know. I guess. But anyways, you have this men versus women thing to where both sides are trying to one up or outdo the other, also by belittling the other. And I'm not really gonna get into that. I don't want to piss nobody off. I just gotta call it for what it is. Be aware that these things are going on, and let's talk about what the solution is. You know what I'm saying? Can we've already been able to identify the problem for so long, but we're struggling to commit to a solution. There's been lots of great solutions offered, but as a whole, we have not all committed to the solutions. And there is so much division within, whether you have people from Pan-Africanism, you have the Nietzsche, you have woke, you have, I mean, there's just so much, and everybody has basically the same type of thought system or belief, but it's being guised up under so many labels, which is causing a lot of conflict, right? But I have to state, like, that there are so many of I hate to say black, but I'm going to just use it for reference for everybody to understand. These black influencers, this guy Rod Hayes, Pharaoh, Rashad Jamal, Polite Umar, like, we've seen through YouTube and other things where there's been accusations by women and different things like that have been targeting these leaders. With the exception of the young elder, I've never really heard anything come out like that about him. But as far as some of the other big names, and Rashad and Polite are both incarcerated for offenses against women, particularly women in the same color skin as them. And we've seen this through history. We've seen it in the streets. We've seen it in the corporate. We've just seen this in life. And sometimes these men are absolutely wrong, and sometimes there are some scorned women. So, it is a case by case situation. And that's why I'm stressing the fact that solutions need to be presented. Do I think this is some type of conspiracy that these women are saying these things or doing these things to try to how can I say, to try to ruin the image or take away some of the influence that some of these people have? Um, in some situations, I believe that it could be possible that some people are trying to diminish the message that some of these messengers have. But since we all live in the flesh, there are sometimes some people have their different kinks, these different things that they like. And, we try to be fair and accepting, but let's just understand that some people judge others' fantasies and kinks and turns ons and things like that differently when they have their own. Uh, Definitely. So I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up, but we have to think about a lot of these conflicts are the product of ego. I mean, there's so much ego in this community. I'm calling out all of y'all on this because the ego has gotten there. And I'm saying that coming from a place of I was watching people in the conscious community before I've ever created anything or decided to share my own voice. I've seen people at humble stages and I've seen ego, and ego equals division. Let that resonate with you guys. Ego equals division. You know what I'm saying? And it's just kind of funny to me though that the clip that I played was something related to a phallus when we're talking about SAs and we're talking about people worshiping phalluses. I just wanted to mention these quick little notes. Obelisks, pillars, things out of Kemet, the pyramids, all of this stuff stems from phallus origins, if you want to be honest, your history and stuff like that, which stems from Nimrod, being scattered into the pieces he was scattered to. So I don't know, it's just some food for thought that if this was a thing and people were trying to make any mockery of it, I just want to say we see it every day in American society and Kemetic society. There's representations of the phallus everywhere. And so in conclusion, like, big shout out to that sister. I wish all of you well. I wish you peace. I wish you prosperity. I wish you health. I wish you abundance. I wish you wealth. To the whole community, to my listeners, to their listeners, everyone, all of us can come together. Everyone needs to hear the message. Everybody needs to hear from the messengers. And I am here to speak at this moment. So open your ears and don't close your heart. With that being said, I'll let you guys go though, man. I hope y'all have a blessed day, man. And can I get an amen before we leave here? No. Can I get an amen before we leave here? Turn to your neighbor and say, amen.
Can I get everybody to open up their books to Job 10:33? The New Testament. That's the 10th chapter, 33rd verse. And when you get to your page, say, neighbor, can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Amen. My deeds you see don't receive a speech. Actions speak, minds tend to preach. Dude say Muslim, why he rock a Jesus piece? Girl, he ain't really gangster, he pretend to be. Well, I'm your favorite actor, boo. Teacher, pimpin', pastor, too. Hold up, wait, this chapter 2. Juggin', scamming, trapping, too. I got drip, baptize your crew. Elevated altitude, money extending latitude. Fuck with me like longitude. On a different magnitude. You trippin', catching attitudes. I would duffel bag you, boo. But check this out, this the parable. Bow your heads. This that crack, I am that dope, I spit that pimpin', takes hacks, any souls, I got that jug, cause I check, cut 'em with a splay, don't play that jack. They can keep blaming the beverage, I'm popping these daddies and texting my exes. 4 a.m. we in a group message, I'm writing my wrongs, reciting confessions. A week ago delivered, I know that she read it, I'm answering my calling and leaving a mess. Home with the hardest, let us address it, I'm stripping the truth while we getting naked. Die for my sins and never regret it, I'm fucking the world and getting affected. Fuck resurrection, gotta take me to heaven, cause we made love, not perfection. Now congregation, can I get y'all to stand? Can I get y'all to stand and put your hands together and say, amen?
Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. Leave some comments down below. Let's talk about it as a community. Let's talk about it with patience. Let's talk about it with healing. Let's talk about it with love. And until next time, it's your boy, Ink Effects.